Hello all, I am making a video about my vegan journey and I'm really trying to put up some more videos. It's been extremely challenging to even find the right lighting at the time of day that I can make a video because it seems to always be when I can put my kids to bed. And I've got one really crappy light here and I've got the kitchen light when the sun is down. And so this seems to be a good angle, so I think I'll try to keep working with it. I know it's a little bit blurry. Plenty of updates, plenty of videos I'd like to make, but this one is about my vegan journey. And so I'll just jump straight into it. I'm going to actually start with a preface to my current journey about a little bit of my background of experience that I've had with diet changes related to meat consumption. And I've always been one to consume meat my whole life. And then when I flew to India and lived there for like 4 months, which you can watch a video on, which I posted. I might do a follow-up video on that too. Anyways, I was converted to vegetarian during that time. I think the first few months, like all of us white people that were volunteering there snuck out and had chicken at KFC, which is like the nutty thing to do. And it's what nutty Christian nuns do because, you know, when you're in India, most people are Hindu. And then, you know, the Christians are the outcasts over there. And they're okay to eat chicken. So all the naughty Christian nuns go to KFC and eat chicken. So that's what we did for a while. And then after I went to stay at Haridwar, which is where a lot of ashrams are, there on the northeastern border of India, right next to Nepal. I stayed in the ashram there, I got spiritual discourse, and then I was converted to vegetarianism. And I continue that going home, but it was hard to maintain, especially because when I returned home, I started college almost immediately, and I was very overwhelmed with that. And I think I've always known that the right thing to do is to not eat meat. Of course, I've always felt like I need B12, which is the most sought after vitamin, and I guess controversial vitamin between vegetarian and non-vegetarian. It can be found in red meat and beef and chicken and salmon. And boy, do I love my sushi, which, by the way, I will be cheating with sushi. So, just so y'all know, I don't think I'm ever going to give my sushi up. But everything else will be vegan. Anyways, continuing that story, I did go for about 6 months. Eventually I was like, I don't feel good, I don't think I'm getting the nutrients that I need, and I just had a nice big old steak, and I was like, I needed this. And it was good too, and I still really like steak, that's good. But the whole thing back then about not eating meat, it was really very much based around karma. And not only that, but just, you know, I don't need to give you the whole spiel about why people don't eat meat. It's, you know, I'll give you it, but I don't need to, because you should know if you're watching this video, you're either interested in becoming vegan or vegetarian, or you're curious about it. But in the ashram that I was at, it was all about karma, as well as doing good for the benefit of everything and everybody that we're connected to, and understanding that animals are our equals in terms of the value of life. So, and in some of that culture, some animals are seen as even more spiritually valuable than humans. and that we need to respect animals just as we respect humans. And if we wouldn't eat each other, then we wouldn't eat animals. And I respect that. I mean, I think everyone's thought to themselves, well, if I had a pet sheep that I loved, I wouldn't cook it and eat it. Or, you know, there are a lot of desensitizations. What word am I looking for? Y'all know what I mean. Okay. We're all desensitized by the media, not only by the media, but it's by our culture. And in America, the culture is very, very okay with meat, and it's also everywhere. But what the hidden truth is that we really don't actually need meat. I know you feel like you need it because you're addicted to it, because it's part of our culture and you were brought up eating it, but we actually don't really need it to be healthy. It's just that we believe that we need it, and so that's why we consume it. And these big industries that are, you know, mass murdering animals to, you know, sell them to us are profiting, and that's why they're never going to stop unless people stop eating it. So I've always known that, but I've always just been like, well, I've got a lot going on with my life. You know, I'm not really necessarily going to go back to being a vegetarian. Well, recently something happened with my health. Actually, this is another video I need to post about my injury. But I recently had 2 babies, which I had 2 in a row, which some may say is difficult on the female body. I think I'm very lucky that it wasn't more difficult than it was, but I actually fell during my pregnancy after my due date. A few days before I gave birth, actually fell and dislocated my tailbone, which is still being relocated by a chiropractor right now. It's a very long story, but it's still slightly dislocated and it's very painful. And something that is affecting, well, basically that's affecting my pain is the fact that I actually have a slight allergy to dairy that doesn't really show in any other way but in my veins in my pubic region. So basically it's like it gets like my veins inside my pelvic area get swollen, and it pushes against my very, very sore injury, which is still not healed. Please pray for me. But I've come to the conclusion that I need to do everything I can do to help heal myself, and I have learned that in order to get rid of my swollen veins, I guess, I need to go vegan. So I took that as a thing of, well, not only am I doing it for my injury, but like this is God asking me to go back to becoming a non-meat eater, because somewhere deep down in my soul I know that it's the right thing to do, and that I need to follow God's path in this lifetime to not only do the right thing for my own body, but to set an example for others. So I think it's kind of a combination, you know, when something bad happens, something good comes from it. And so that's kind of like my injury is bringing up some things that I need to be changing. And one of them is my diet. So that's my whole preface. And I will, that was a long preface. So I'm going to actually put down in the comment box the time that my current journey is starting. Anyways, I'm not used to all this, so I'm gonna put down in the box the time that I stop talking about my preface in this video and begin talking about my current journey, starting with when I began to become vegan. Man, I'm so tired, you guys. Oh, having 2 kids in a business in a tiny little Bay Area apartment is very, very challenging, but it is so worth it, and I am happy. I digress. So when I decided I needed to be vegan, it was the day before yesterday, and I already messed up. Like my first part of the day, I ordered a coffee with milk in it, and I meant to order coconut milk, and then I was like, okay, and I like made an effort to like order some things that I could eat vegan. One of the things I actually read up a lot about what has protein and stuff, and like actually wheat bread has a lot of protein in it. So I've been eating like wheat bread with the I can't believe it's not butter tasting alternative. So bread and butter and oat milk. Oat milk has a lot of protein in it, and I also got my oat milk creamer for my coffee in the morning. So I got my vanilla oat milk creamer, and then I have my wheat bread with the I can't believe it's not butter. And then today I made this really, really tasty thing with brown sugar, which you can totally mix into your vegan meals if you're not obsessed with not eating sugar. Um, I'm not personally becoming vegan to lose weight. I know a lot of people are, so I don't really know how brown sugar affects that, but I think it really helps if you're on a vegan journey to throw some brown sugar in there. I did lots of coconut oil, makes things so tasty. So I did coconut oil, I did kale in a pan on like medium heat. Coconut oil, kale, I did some garlic, and then I threw in a half a can of cannellini beans. So lots of beans, lots of legumes and beans. And I mean, this is all Googleable stuff, but this was a really tasty treat that I had. Oh, and brown rice. So brown rice, and I threw it all in a pot, and I mixed it all up, and it was tasty. It was very good. So yeah, I've been doing okay. It's just been really hard because everything in my fridge is meat. Like everything, I had just gone and bought a bunch of like meat to put in the freezer, like beef and chicken and like frozen hot dogs and like pizza bites and all of this crap that I've been eating that has been really bad for me, and definitely has taken a toll on me. So that all the stuff is still in my fridge. So I gave some of it away to my friends, and the rest of it I'm gonna kind of ration with my children. But like, I'm excited that I get to share my new diet with my kids because I want them to have healthy bodies too. I'm not going to force them to be a vegan. I'm not going to force their dad to be a vegan. But I am going to have more vegan stuff in the house, and hopefully I can become a good vegan cook so that they enjoy my vegan stuff. But it's hard because you're so used to eating, it seems like everything has dairy or meat in it, like mostly dairy. Like so much stuff has milk, but dark chocolate doesn't. And there's a lot of really yummy dark chocolate recipes for like dark chocolate cake. You can even make like cookies. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of cool desserts and stuff you can make that's vegan if you just substitute some things. And so like there's a lot of, once you get used to the substitutes, it's cool. Like there's like eggs substitute. It just sucks because like I'm not trying to lose weight, so I think I'm just gonna throw sugar in all of my stuff and just like do lots of rice because rice is also vegan. Pasta, like whole wheat pasta is really good, and then there's like quinoa, and there's like quinoa pasta that's really good. And yeah, I have a lot of exploring to do and just kind of nervous about making sure I get all the right ingredients. But B12, let's talk about B12. People are like, you need to eat meat because B12 is the one ingredient that you can't get while you're vegan, and that is so not true. The supplements for B12, they say, are derived from animals, and that is not true. The supplements for B12 are given to animals and eaten from them, and then when we eat the meat, we get that vitamin. So it's a two-step supplement. It doesn't come from the animal. It's given to the animal so they get beefed up. So as a vegan, you can find that supplement, or you can find it in certain foods. Actually, that's something I need to do more research on. And there's been a lot of different discrepancies when I Google something. And it's like, oh yeah, coconut milk has protein and iron in it. And I was like, oh, that is so cool because coconut milk tastes so much better to me than oat milk does, you know? Um, but it doesn't know when I went to Whole Foods and I looked at the ingredients on Whole Foods. No, it doesn't have those things in it. So, I have to learn how to read the label and I have to put, oh, it's a whole new vegan life that I'm going to be living is very overwhelming for me right now. But it's something I need to do for my health, and hopefully it will make my pain management a little easier. So I think that's it. That's like the beginning of my vegan journey. And oh yeah, I went to a party, my friend's birthday party yesterday, and I tried so hard not to eat the amazing Mexican lumpia that they had, and I just like waited and I waited, and I was like, no, 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 and then I cheated and I had some because it was so tasty. So, you know, I posted a video about smoking cigarettes, and this is now about not eating meat. And, there's a theme here of kind of being addicted to things because they're normalized in society and they're everywhere. So, I mean, um, I call it cheating if I eat something I'm not supposed to eat, and, cheating will happen, especially because I've already agreed with myself that I'm going to eat sushi. But I know cheating might happen, like, if I am at a friend's house and that's all they have to offer me. I mean, there's going to be times where I'm just going to, like, be super hungry, and, like, that might be the only thing I have available to me at that time. But I think the important thing is that, if you do cheat or if you relapse, that you don't continue down that path, that it's just, like, that small thing that you have, and then you go back to what you need most. So, yeah, I do feel like really hungry a lot. But I had PB&J. You can do PB&J. So there's a lot of stuff. It's just like it takes time to like figure out what ingredients to put together, and it's just not very normalized. Oh, and I had like the Whole Foods like tofu chicken. I gave it to my daughter, and my daughter Lily is such a good eater. She really is. She'll eat whatever you tell her to eat, and like if she doesn't like it, she'll tell you. She'll just be like, "Oh, I don't like it," you know. Or she even won't tell you because she doesn't want you to feel bad. But you can tell like by the way she chews, because she'll be like, but she'll still eat it because she's a good girl, and like she did not like it, but it's also not normal for her. And I'm not a big fan of like eating anything in excess, like a bunch of soy or a bunch of tofu, where like I'm not going to be obsessed with like soy now. I think there's a lot of ways to eat vegan, and it's not normalized. So I'm going to be here to help normalize it for myself and my family and maybe my friends. And I'm excited to be able to record this journey because other people are out there who are either curious about this journey or are taking this journey or have taken this journey. And it's a pretty cool journey, and I'll tell you why it's pretty cool. Because knowing that I'm doing the right thing for all living things, not just because I'm doing it because of my injury, but that I'm doing the right things for all living things, gives me a surge of self-confidence that I cannot have without doing what I'm doing. And the universe forced me to go here because of my injury. So, all things that are difficult will lead to a better thing, is the moral of all of this. And my better thing right now is becoming vegan. So I guess, should I have any updates on my journey, I will come and let you know. My channel is filled with all kinds of random things, from my music to my breaking code silence journey to whatever else stuff that I think people can benefit from. So I don't know if I'm going to be posting another video about this. If I am, it might be like a recipe or some new foods I have eaten or some new things I have learned. Or maybe it's me coming back to say that I'm not vegan anymore. But like I said, I'm going to be cheating sometimes. So I don't know. I don't really care about the title. I just know that I'm going to be trying my best really, really hard not to have any dairy or meat in my home so that I can make it a regular thing. So, alright, cool. Well, if you haven't found this video boring, congratulations. I think that if you were to ask me, Natalie, should I become vegan? And not even vegetarian, but vegan, my answer would be yes. My answer would be it's going to be very hard. It's going to be very challenging, and most of it's in your head, and I know you don't believe that, even though it's what you're putting into your body, is that most of this journey is in your head. But like as you ascend spiritually, it's easier to like say no to the so-called desires of your physical body, because at the end of the day, when you're taking care of yourself spiritually, you're taking care of your body, and it all works out. So cool. Yeah, but if anyone has any questions about my journey, just post it and I'll most likely respond, unless it's rude or inappropriate or whatever, which a lot of people have not been doing, especially on my last few videos. I've been getting a lot of really great soulful comments, and people that really care about what I'm talking about and all that stuff. So if you're one person watching this who cares about this topic, thank you for being a part of my journey, and I hope to be back to provide more helpful videos. So have a wonderful, wonderful day or evening or whatever it is you're doing, and remember, our piggies are our friends. That's a good way to think about it if you feel like eating any bacon. Okay, bye.